The story of America begins with native people who lived on the land long before explorers arrived. These tribes hunted animals, grew crops, and built their own cultures. They lived close to nature and called this land home. Later, explorers from Europe came across the ocean. One of them was Christopher Columbus, who thought he had reached India. Even before him, Vikings had visited parts of North America, but their settlements did not last. Columbus's journey, however, made Europe pay attention to this new land. After Columbus, many explorers and settlers came from Spain, France, and England. Spain focused on South and Central America, while England and France built colonies in the north. These settlers brought new foods, animals, and tools, but they also brought diseases that harmed native people. This was the start of a difficult relationship between the newcomers and the natives. England built its first permanent colony in Virginia. Life there was very hard, with cold winters, sickness, and little food. More colonies were later formed, and people from Europe moved to America for a better life. Some came for religious freedom, like the Pilgrims, who celebrated the first Thanksgiving with native people who helped them survive. Over time, 13 colonies grew along the East Coast. Each region had its own way of life: small farms and fishing in the north, grain in the middle colonies, and large plantations in the south. Sadly, much of the work in the South was done by enslaved Africans, which became a dark part of America's history. The colonies were ruled by Britain, and the king made laws and demanded taxes. The colonists grew angry because they had no voice in government. They protested, saying, "No taxation without representation." Tensions grew, and eventually war broke out between the colonies and Britain. Brave leaders like George Washington guided the colonists, and Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, which said people have the right to life, liberty, and happiness. With help from France, the colonists won the war, and America became free. A new constitution was written, and George Washington became the first president. The country was built on ideas of freedom and democracy, though not everyone was treated equally at first. As America grew, people moved west to explore new lands. This expansion brought opportunities but also forced native tribes off their land. At the same time, slavery spread in the South, where plantations relied on enslaved Africans. This created deep divisions between the North and South. Many people fought against slavery, including Harriet Tubman, who helped others escape, and Frederick Douglass, who spoke and wrote about freedom. Books like Uncle Tom's Cabin also showed the cruelty of slavery. The disagreement between the North and South led to the Civil War. The North wanted to end slavery, while the South wanted to keep it. President Abraham Lincoln led the North and declared enslaved people free. After years of fighting, the North won, and slavery was abolished. But freedom was not easy. African Americans still faced racism and unfair laws. The country entered a period of rebuilding called Reconstruction, where new rights were promised but not always respected. Later, America changed with the Industrial Revolution. Machines, factories, and railroads transformed life. People moved to cities, and immigrants from many countries came to work and build new lives. They faced struggles, but believed in the American dream, the hope that hard work could bring success. America grew stronger, fought wars, and became one of the most powerful nations in the world. It influenced global culture through movies, music, and fashion, and became known as the land of opportunity. Even today, America faces challenges like inequality, racism, and political disagreements, but it continues to inspire people with its ideas of freedom, resilience, and innovation. Its history shows that struggles can lead to growth, and diversity makes the nation stronger. America's future is still being written by its people, who dream, create, and work for a better tomorrow.